They actually feel that business should be hard. They feel that they should be exhausted every day, and they shouldn't take holidays.
To be like that.
Yes, exactly. And they should be working in their minds 7 days a week, because there's almost like a manual labor attitude towards business. If you're not actually toiling at it, then you don't deserve any money that the business makes. But then there are other people that say, well, maybe actually I don't want to be the person operating this business, because there'll be people who do it far better than me, enjoy it more than I do. And then I can spend time with my family, because I meet people who miss out all those years with their young families because they're working in their business, and you never get those years back, of course. So why don't you get other people to run your business for you? And then people say, but I can't afford that because the business doesn't make enough money to pay someone else. Well, make the business bigger. So you can do that organically, hire more salespeople, run more advertising, sell more products or services. Or you could buy another business, put the two together, and suddenly you've got that scale. And maybe the business that you buy comes with the people who can run your business at the same time. So it's just a different way of looking at things.
Suddenly, you've got that scale.
Exactly. And you've done it in 12 months. It hasn't taken you 12 years.
Look, attention-grabbing stuff, what you've said. And I've heard you say before this, one deal can change everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that one of your takeaway lines, is it?
Yeah, and everyone, thinks you've got to buy 6 businesses to make a success of it. No. The majority of my clients buy one business, and that one business is the transformational turning point in their existing business, or it allows them to quit their job. I'll give you an example. So Dan bought a business in plant hire, so the hiring of heavy equipment and machinery. And he'd previously worked for a parcel delivery company. Now, in an executive position, it has to be said, he was in a senior position on a good salary, on a £200,000 a year salary, but he wanted to leave that position, buy a business, and replace that £200,000 a year salary.
Yeah.
So he bought his first business. That business is going to make £4 million pre-tax, but £4 million profit this year, this 12-month period. Now, does that replace his £200,000 a year salary? Yes, it does. So how did he do it? Well, he went out and he found the right sort of business, and I taught him how to fund it and how to do the deal, negotiate the deal. And he actually paid £10 million for this business, but not a penny of his own money. Why? Because Dan didn't have £10 million. So he had to be more inventive, more creative. And as a result, he ends up owning a business that produces so much profit. Well, it's life-changing.
It is, yeah. And, suddenly you've got scale. I want to go to there, and then I'm going to go to the funding options, actually, in a second. So I've got a business of 20, and I've been growing it for 12 years. I'm making this up, yeah? Next 12 months, I want to get to some scale. I want to get, so I look at another business that's got 20. So I buy that. So I've got now 40 employees. And I'm looking at a people side of scale here. Maybe I've got the makings of a leadership team where suddenly all avenues don't point to me anymore. That's the justification that I'm putting in my mind.
Absolutely.
If I'm building this, because that scale, if all avenues are still pointing to the owner, you can't scale it. And that's part of the shift.
So the business owner becomes the block in the business, because they block it with their skills and abilities, their knowledge, their time, their energy, and really their desire as well. Because I think a lot of business owners get to the point where they don't have the desire to grow any further, because they don't want the stress, they haven't got the time, they haven't got the energy, they don't want to hire more people. But most entrepreneurial business owners who started businesses do not have the right mindset to get beyond a certain point anyway. So in actual fact, bringing in a CEO who understands how to operate a large business, who understands how to grow a business from 20 people to 40 people, or let's do it in millions, from 20 million to 40 million to 50 million. I'll give you another example. Got a client, background's digital marketing. That was his business, digital marketing for professional services. He bought a manufacturing business in the northeast of England. It was doing 19 million of revenue. I believe it makes shopping trolleys and that sort of thing. So steel fabrication, and a 5% margin. So making about £1 million, 19 million of revenue. Not too shabby. Now, he had the property that came with the business, the factory, revalued shortly after buying it. And once it was valued correctly, it actually was worth more than what he'd paid for the business and the building combined. So again, he's ahead. Fast forward 18 months, the business has grown from 19 million to 38 million, so doubled in revenue. And also the margins have gone from 5% to 10%. Let me tell you the reason why. The margins have gone up because of better quality work and pricing the work correctly, and making sure that the margins, they weren't taking on jobs that brought the margins down. The growth in the revenue came from him and his team saying to the team at the business that they bought, how do we grow this business? They had an owner who wasn't really involved, didn't really want it to grow. They were turning down contracts. They were turning away business because it meant employing more people. So the team said, well, first of all, we could start answering the phone and we could actually start talking to people who want us to do business with them, and we could go out and we could win more contracts. He said, great, let's do it. So he unleashed the people, unleashed the staff, supplemented the management team to allow for a larger business. And now, of course, he's proven the concept.
What do you mean supplemented? Paid them more?
Supplemented by growing the management team to fill the skills gaps that are missing in a business that is stagnant at
getting
a certain
the right
level.
brains around the table, so just getting the full set.
Exactly. So now he's proven the concept. He's proven that he can go out and buy a business. He can grow that business in 18 months. So now he's looking for other similar businesses to bring into the group. So because he's proven the concept, it actually wasn't too difficult for him to get a £25 million fund, a drawdown facility on an as and when basis to do more acquisitions in order to grow the group.
From where? A VC fund? Or
no, from a bank. From a bank, because it's all asset backed, because you've got real estate, you've got equipment, you've got machinery. So the collateral is partly the assets of the business and partly the positive cash flows of the business. But their reassurance is there's a management team that have done it once, can do it again, and an entrepreneur behind it who's good at picking the opportunities.
If you are serious about growing faster or serious about growing through acquisition and making your life easier, then definitely pay attention to this. Jonathan shares a mindset, the traits that you need as a deal maker in order to accelerate your future. So if you are serious about that, definitely pay attention to that, and also pay attention to some of the softer skills, exactly how he says it, what he says, the words he's choosing to use, and how he says those words when he's in the negotiation piece. Enjoy every second.